Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. This is Nurse Eunice, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing 30 business ideas for CNAs and nurses. So, as we do in each of our videos, we'll give you about 10 seconds to receive your notifications, and we will get started shortly. Good morning. All right. And yesterday, we were having some technical difficulties, so if you can let me know if you can hear me, that would be perfect. All right, so I want to introduce to you the Boss Nurse Academy. So, good morning, friends and family. The Boss Nurse Academy, it says here helping nurses build wealth, but we're just not helping nurses to build wealth. We're helping CNAs, healthcare professionals, to build wealth also. I know a lot of people are tired of the bedside. They want to find new avenues, new ways to increase their income and to make money. And so that's why we made the Boss Nurse Academy. And so it's going to be designed to help you find your passion and to grow as an entrepreneur. So, who am I and why should you listen to me? Hi, everybody. I'm Nurse Eunice. And like many of you, I started my journey at the bedside, caring for patients and navigating the challenges of healthcare. But I realized that my passion for helping others could go beyond the walls of a hospital. So, today I'm a proud nurse entrepreneur, business owner, and content creator. Yes. So, my decision to nurse differently allows me to impact lives in new and exciting ways. Why become an entrepreneur? So, whether you're a CNA or a nurse, I've been where you are. I know the desire to create something on your own, something that combines your nursing skills or your CNA skills with the entrepreneurial spirit. I'm here to guide you on how to turn that dream into a reality, sharing insights, strategies, and real world experiences to help you confidently take the leap into business ownership. As far as myself, I've always been entrepreneurial. I remember selling candy in the school, in middle school. I got in trouble, but I made so much money. So I remember how to resell. So I would purchase it at a lower price and then go to school and sell it for a higher price. And so just having that entrepreneurial bug. And now imagine me as a nurse. And I'm like, well, I have greater aspirations than what these walls severely. All right. So that's one of the reasons why I became a nurse entrepreneur. If you're interested in entrepreneurship, drop down what your passions are. Put them in the chat. What do you want to do? What type of business? Let's hold you accountable. Let's help you reach those goals. The benefits of owning a business, everybody. So, CNAs and nurses make great bosses. They can turn their skills into cash with training, caregiving, or business consulting. You'll have more freedom, less burnout, and way more impact. Plus, your families will get to see a new you. One who can show up to the kids' events, to the family events, because you're not working so many 12-hour shifts. So why just save lives when you can build a legacy too? All right, let's discuss those challenges. Starting a business as a CNA or a nurse can be exciting, but let's be real, it comes with challenges also. And so Hawanda says, I want to own my own CNA. I'm assuming training company. That is right. So a big one is not having a mentor to guide you. So you end up learning everything the hard and expensive way. I've done that, been there, done that. I would go to, no offense, go to SCORE, go to government agencies that would assist small business owners. And I think that my ideals were way before time. And so when I would share my ideals with people, they would tell me why it couldn't be done. And I don't come from a state of it can't be done. I only associate with people who will encourage me to find a way to do it a new way. And so if you're interested in learning new ways, or if you want to implement a new strategy, that is what the Boss Nurse Academy is about. We are not going to tell you no. We're going to strategize to get your dream to turn it into a business. So that's why you need a mentor. You need someone who can help you figure it out. We weren't taught business skills in nursing school or in your CNA program, so you may not understand marketing, pricing, and all the legal stuff. It can feel overwhelming. Plus, you have to balance work, you have to balance your family, and you're trying to build a brand. So that is a lot, but it is still possible with the right support. Is this a good time to start? Y'all, let me tell you. I've had multiple businesses, but the current business, it was previously known as Perfect CNA, opened that business up during an economic decline. And so at a time where it would seem as if you should not be opening a business, I opened a business. And you all look at this, 16 years later, we're still in business because I go by a business model, not a business plan. I can change my curriculum. I can add products because we are a fluid business. We are not stuck in the past. And so if that is something that you want to learn, how to ride out these different seasons. So is this a good time to start a business, even though if we look at the news, the sky is falling? Absolutely. Especially because your business is going to involve the human touch. AI resistant career. So as a CNA or a nurse, you only do you understand customer service, and you have those soft skills and you have people skills. That is what your customers are going to pay for. So going back to the question, is it a good time to start a business? Absolutely. So starting my business was the best move I ever made. As a nurse, I took the skills I already had and turned them into cash, freedom, and purpose. You don't have to stay stuck at the bedside. You can build your own legacy. And if I can do it, so can you. And so this is like what happened. My first week on the job, it was very toxic. So imagine me as a brand new nurse being in a toxic environment. So you're all happy, all bubbly, and your coworkers seem miserable. I knew then that that wasn't going to be my future. So my first week as a nurse, I decided to nurse differently, and look at how God blessed me for doing so. So what are your thoughts? What do you want to do differently? How can you impact education? How can you impact patient care? Don't leave nursing or your CNA role altogether. Just do it a different way, and God will bless you for doing so. All right, so hey, let's get started. Let's get into these 30 business ideals. It's designed just for CNAs, nurses, and caregivers who are ready to level up. So whether you're tired of the bedside grind or you just want to build something on your own, this is a lane for you. Let's turn your skills into income, impact, and independence starting today. And if that's something that you're interested in, put a 1 in the chat. All right, so number 1, tried and true. We can't get away from this. Home care services. All right, remember I just told you we need the human touch. So home care services are a smart business to start right now because AI can't replace the human touch in caregiving, especially for seniors and those with complex needs. As healthcare shifts more care into the home and hospitals face staffing shortages, the demand for trusted caregivers is on the rise. Plus, in a shaky economy, families often prefer cost-effective home care over expensive facilities. It's a recession-resistant industry rooted in compassion, not code. So when you think about the home care industry, right now there are cuts to Medicare and Medicaid. Some of your nursing homes are closing down. So that is going to be an advantage for you as a caregiver because you can provide wraparound care. A lot of these family members, they still have to work, but grandma needs care. Some of these rural companies or rural areas, especially, they don't have enough caregivers. The insurance company's only going to send a nurse out once or twice per week, a home health aide once a week. That's where you're going to come in. You can provide companion care services, not home care services. So companion care is a little bit different. It is you coming in, maybe doing the laundry, taking them to a doctor's appointment, being there, kind of like a sitter. You don't have to be a nurse to do that. That's the easiest, that's the lowest barrier to entry. Now, if you decide to do skilled nursing services where you want to go in, do medication management, etc., that's a different license. That's a home care agency. So you decide what's best for you. I would recommend you start off at the lower level, start off with companion care, grow your business name, grow, and then actually use that money to pay for your home health care license. And if you're a CNA trying to figure out, well, how am I as a CNA going to open up a home care agency? You need to partner with a nurse. Partnerships get you partnerships get you further in life. So don't be afraid to partner or become the nurse you need to partner with. LPN school is only 1 year, and yes, you can do it. Something else we don't consider is hair care for the elderly and the medically needed. You don't have to be a cosmetologist. In a lot of your states, you can still shampoo hair because you're a CNA or a nurse. On top of that, you can get your braider's license. And so if you're good at doing braids, just don't do them too tightly. You can actually go and provide these services in group homes, in assisted living facilities, and in nursing homes. So hair care for the elderly and medically needy is a great business because it meets a real often overlooked need: dignity and hygiene for those who can't easily get to a salon. Many seniors, bedbound patients, or those with disabilities struggle with basic grooming, and regular health care boosts their self-esteem, comfort, and health. It's a low-cost business with high emotional impact, and it can be offered at home, in hospitals, nursing homes, or hospice settings. Plus, patients are willing to pay for trusted general professionals who understand medical limitations. So imagine you as a CNA or a nurse, not just going in to do the hair care, but also giving them a full bath, getting them ready for bed. How much could you make per hour by offering that simple service? That's what I want you to think about. That's the Boss Nurse Academy way. Something very simple, inexpensive to implement, but you can become the go-to girl or the go-to guy for hair care and bathing in your community. All right, so God knew who to make bilingual, and He did not make me bilingual, because if He did, I would never get any sleep. I would be creating businesses in multiple languages. And so that's why I know there is a huge demand for bilingual tutors, especially for our foreign nurses. You are a nurse in another country. Now you want to come to the US. You have to learn our equipment, learn our terminology. Sometimes you have to retake the NCLEX. That is where you come in, friends. So a bilingual tutor for foreign nurses or foreign CNA students is a smart business, because it helps nurses improve medical English, pass exams, and feel confident at work. With more international nurses entering the US, there's a growing demand for language support. It's a low cost to start, and it makes a big impact. All right, everybody, put impact in the chat, because if we're not making an impact, we're not doing it. That is right. So whenever you're thinking about creating a business, this is going to be your baby. I want you to be thinking about the social purpose. How is it going to help others? Not just how you can make money, but how it's going to be reciprocal. I provide a service or a product to you, and in turn, God blesses me with revenue. All right, let's go to business number 4. Health and wellness coaching. And I chose this image because, y'all, I'm almost 50. I am 48. And let's say that I have always worked at the bedside. And now it's like I need to be figuring out what I'm going to do when I retire. You all, just because you're getting older doesn't mean that your purpose changes. You could be a coach. You can be a health and wellness coach for your age group. Look, not everyone is 20 and and in shape. Some of us need more moderate, low impact exercises. And so, health and wellness coaching, maybe some yoga, that would be something great that you can implement in your community. And then you can upsell it by offering CPR to those same people. So, health and wellness coaching is a great business for CNAs and nurses because you already understand the body and what people need to stay healthy. You can guide clients on nutrition, stress, sleep, and lifestyle, all without prescribing medications. It's flexible, a low cost to start, and perfect for online or in-person sessions. People are investing more in their health every day. And if you think that resonates with you, go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat. Number 5, caregiver training. So imagine this scenario. Paul, he is a dentist. He works all day 8 to 5. He is now responsible for caring for his mother. He is not putting his mother in a facility. All right, but his wife may be home. What if his wife isn't a nurse? Someone has to go in there and teach them. Remember, home care, there are staffing shortages. There's not a nurse who's going to go into their home every day. And so you could be the one who provides the caregiver training. You are making sure that the family member knows how to take care of grandma. So in-home caregiver training is a powerful business because families need help learning how to care safely for their loved ones. As a nurse or a CNA, you can teach hands-on skills like bathing, transfers, and infection control right in the home. It's personal, practical, and highly valued. Again, low startup. Think about those new parents. So you've had a baby. That first week is going to be traumatizing. Mom needs to take care of herself. She also needs to take care of the baby. So when you think about caregiver training, don't just think about elderly. Think about those new moms also. All right, let's go to number 6. All right. A lot of nurses in our areas, in my area, has mobile blood labs. And so if you are a CNA or a nurse with phlebotomy experience, you should consider becoming a mobile phlebotomist. So mobile blood draw services are a great business for CNAs and nurses with phlebotomy skills. And so you got to be really good at your craft. You just can't start this if you've only, drawn blood on 3 people, because you're going to someone's home. So you are the be all end all. If you miss it, no one's going to be able to come out for another day. So you got to make sure you're really good with phlebotomy before you venture out on your own. But once you do so, you can work with insurance companies, a lot of doctors' offices, and then let's say I wanted my own labs for whatever reason, and I didn't want to have to go through, a doctor. That is something that you could assist me with also. Plus, you already have those personal skills. So why not put them to work and start your own business as a mobile phlebotomist? Another easy to start business is mobile drug and DNA testing. Smart, low overhead. It's a business that CNAs and nurses can start with minimum equipment and training. And so who would you be assisting? Employers, courts, families sometimes need on-site care. I don't know if little Tommy's on drugs, so we're going to do this test. Unfortunately, DNA testing concerns. So families may be contacting you because you understand confidentiality. It's going to be more personable than them going to a big box clinic and getting this DNA test done. You can also partner with staffing agencies, clinics, legal teams, and even do DOT. That's Department of Transportation. The truckers, they have to have drug testing. And so they're not always going to want to come off the road and have those inconvenient hours where they have to be at the lab from 8 to 3. Maybe you could be available at 6 p.m. when that trucker gets back into the city and unload. So great business ideal. If you're interested, put a 1 in the chat. And then don't forget that at the Boss Nurse Academy, we're helping you do all of this. We already have the groundwork. We already have the experience. Health education workshops. I wish there was enough time in the day for me to actually put on a health education workshop. Instead, I just come online and I teach. But hosting health education workshops are a powerful way for CNAs and nurses to share knowledge, build trust, and earn income. You can teach topics like chronic disease management, caregiving skills, wellness tips at churches, schools, or community centers. It's low cost, high impact, and positions you as a local expert. And now we do have have a question. Hawanatu, I do apologize if I mispronounce your name. It says, what are the steps to start most of these businesses? First, you got to actually do your research. So with everything you want to research, and then make sure that you have the passion for it. Because we're talking about a lot of businesses. So I'm going to ask you to pray to figure out which one is going to be the best for you and your family and your situation. Because right now you have to work while you are growing your business. You just can't quit your job cold turkey. And so which one can you implement part-time? Once you do the research, that is when you would be able to decide like which business path. And then in the Boss Nurse Academy, we'll talk about the different options, whether you want to be a sole proprietor or if you want to have an LLC. I am not a accountant. I'm not a lawyer, but I have decades of business experience. And so I look forward to mentoring you. And so if you're interested, just go to bossnurse.com and then, bossnurseacademy.com, and you'll see a chat option. You can go ahead and put your name, your information, and a member of my team will be contacting you. All right, so to summarize it, watch the whole video, figure out which of the businesses resonate with you, and then from there we can strategize a plan, because we don't ever want to start a business without putting in that background work and that research. All right, let's have fun, team. What about sip and paint parties? Oh, are you the fun CNA? Are you the hostess with the mostest? You can host sip and paint parties, baby. No scrubs required. You can do it at nights for nurses, CNAs, and caregivers to unwind. And remember, what happens at a sip and paint party stays at the sip and paint party. We don't want to hear what happened to Nurse Marcia when she was there at your party, because she wasn't at work. She was there to wind down, connect, and de-stress. So you can consider themes like paint the shift away or cold chill. And of course, you can have a mix of alcoholic and or non-alcoholic beverages if you're away from the job site. You can even offer mobile parties. Let's say you want to go to a doctor's office. That's a great way to build team spirit and morale. You can have non-alcoholic beverages. You can get most of your paint party supplies off of Amazon. Put a big drape or a protector on the table and let them paint their frustrations away. And so add in a self-care goodie bag, maybe some, skin products or a journal so they can write their notes. And you got a whole vibe that's fun, healing, and profitable. Imagine if you only did that on the weekends that you're off of work. That would be an extra stream of income. I'm sure you can make an extra $1,000. And who wouldn't want an extra $12,000 per year? So it doesn't take a lot of money to make money. You just need a mentor. And that's what I'm here for. All right, let's go to our next one, team. Home modification services. And so recently, I have a family member who had a health scare. And I'm so glad I was a nurse and I understood some of the needs of those who have disabilities, because the first person that came to my home was not a nurse. It was not a home health aide. The first person that came to my home was the person delivering the medical equipment. And yeah. So that was a disservice, because I needed to prepare my home for somebody who has a disability. But what if I wasn't a nurse? And what if I didn't know what to do? The hospital, the rehab center is not going to send someone to your home in order to prepare it for your family member who has a disability. So if you are a nurse or a CNA who understands fall prevention and ADA guidelines, let's say you worked in a rehab clinic or a rehab facility, this is the business for you. You can help seniors and people recovering from illness make their homes safer and more accessible. Think grab bars, shower chairs, ramp referrals, room layout changes. Family trusts your clinical background and fall prevention know-how. It's rewarding, in demand, and positions you as both a safety expert and a care advocate. Whoop, whoop. All right, our next one. Concierge Services. That's a fantastic way for CNAs and nurses who want flexibility and fun. You can offer personalized non-medical support like appointment escorts, prescription pickups, grocery runs, or even companionship for seniors and busy professionals. People will pay for reliable, caring help even when it comes from someone, especially when it comes from someone with healthcare experience. And a lot of these businesses are low cost. So there's no excuses. Take the excuse away. Pick a business, research it, make sure it's something that's going to work in your area, and get started, because 20 years from now, I don't want you still at the bedside working hard, 12-hour shifts. I want you to be like me at 6 o'clock in the morning online, helping other people. And so I need you to retrain your brain, think about the future. And if you are expending so much of your time doing 12-hour shifts, you're not going to be able to focus on your business. So you have to find that balance. Let's go to our next one, team. Home health monitoring services, or excuse me, health monitoring services. What in the world is that? Think of AI. A lot of your hospitals now have remote monitoring stations where if a patient presses the call button for a nurse or a staff, someone comes through via the TV, yes, and they say, hey, how can I help you? How can I assist you? That person's not within that hospital. That person is somewhere in either a centralized area or they're at home. And then based upon that patient's needs, they will then contact the nurse, page the nurse, call the nurse, or call the CNA. Why can't you do that? Okay, that would be perfect for a CNA. It would be perfect for a nurse. So consider health monitoring services. You can check in on patients remotely, track their vitals, remind them to take their meds, and report red flags, all from the comfort of your home. With more seniors aging in place and hospitals overwhelmed, families will gladly pay for trusted health oversight between doctor visits, is flexible, tech-friendly, and puts your clinical skills to work in a modern way. Child care for special needs. Do you know a family member who has a special needs child, or do you know anyone with a special needs child? Maybe the child has seizures, or maybe the child has a tracheostomy. Now, sometimes, depending on the insurance, they may have nurses who come out. Some have 24-hour nurses, but a lot of them don't. What if that family, the husband and wife, just for one evening, Father's Day, they just want to go out and have dinner? Would you be able to go in and provide that respite care? When you think of respite, you're giving the family caregiver a break. Is that something you're interested in? Do you have a passion for children? And if so, you can open a business that specializes in child care for special needs kids. And so think of the medically fragile or special needs kids. They often struggle to find qualified, compassionate care, and your training would give them peace of mind. If you are trying to open up an actual licensed day program, of course, that's going to require a child care license. But if all you're doing is offering your nursing or CNA services, that should fall under the license that you currently have. All right. So a few years ago, I had a surgery and I did not realize the importance of a surgical companion. And so I'll try to make this long story short. God has blessed me with two moms. Both are still living. Mom number one was in no position to be taking me back and forth. So or accompanying me to the hospital and then making sure that with a walker, I got back into the house. Mom number two had recently had a double mastectomy. Mom number two was not playing about me. She was going to come down and try to be my caregiver, even though I told her that I had it. Who did I have? I contacted a CNA that I knew, Marlene. Thank you so much, Marlene. Marlene came. She spoke to my mom, called my mom's nerves down. Marlene actually picked me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, got me to the hospital on time. She notified the family. She was there asking the questions, making sure that I was okay. She received my anesthesia, and she was the face that I saw after I recovered from the anesthesia. She drove me home, got me in my house safely so that another family member could then assume my care. And so, is that something you want to do? A lot of adults are single. They don't have a spouse. And so could you provide surgical companionship, or would you be that person who picks them up after surgery to get them into their house safely? Y'all, you can do this. You can make good money being a surgical companion. So Post-surgery care or surgical companion services are a great business for CNAs and nurses. Patients often need help getting home, managing meds, walking safely, or just having someone they trust nearby after their procedures. You can offer transportation, light care, and check in for a few days. No overnight shifts required. Families will pay for peace of mind, and you get to use your clinical know how in a flexible, feel good way. As a matter of fact, I need to have another medical procedure. I'm going to put a call back in to Marlene because she was freaking fantastic. I don't want to bother my friends. I don't want to bother my family members. Instead, I would rather pay for a surgical companion. Need what they should be monitoring for. Is my blood pressure okay? And they're going to ask those tough questions and be my advocate when I cannot be due to anesthesia. All right, let's go to business number 14. You know we don't eat well as nurses and CNAs and doctors. We don't. And so if you're the person who always cooks the good food at your facility and everybody wants a plate, charge them. That's right. You can do meal planning and prep for busy nurses and doctors. But let's talk about the rules, because I know some of you all have your furry family members. No, you're going to get your food handler's license. That's $200. You can go to a kitchen, a shared kitchen that's commercial. You can do all your meal prep in there. We're not going to have anyone talk bad about our meal prepping businesses in the Boss Nurse Academy. You spend 1 or 2 days per week prepping the food, and you know that hospital food, if you work night shift, is not the most nutritious. You're probably eating out of a vending machine. You can be the difference. You can be the nurse Uber driver who's delivering nutritious meals to your coworker. So you already understand nutrition and energy needs. Now turn that into a custom meal prep service for healthcare pros who don't have time to cook. Offer healthy grab and go meals, hydration packs, or even night shift survival kits. Oh, and don't forget about the holidays. They always mistreat healthcare professionals who work nights on the holidays. So what if you were the one who was providing that nutritious meal on Thanksgiving or Christmas? So it's practical, it's profitable, and perfect for someone who knows how to cook and grind. Our next one is going to be wellness and nature retreats. I know 2 healthcare professionals. One goes camping, aka glamping. And so I've never been camping, but because I trust him, I'm actually considering it. Another one does wilderness training. So let's say there's a mass incident and you're in the woods and you need to know how to survive. A lot of us city slickers, we would not. And so 2 medical professionals who love nature are actually out here teaching other people how to survive in nature. And so what if you hosted a wellness and a nature retreat? And so that's a great way to provide relaxation, nature walks, journaling, campfire chats, and self-care workshops. That's inexpensive. You just need a safe resort, a scenic spot, and a healing vibe. Think caregiver camp, rest, reset, reclaim. It's fun, low cost, and it's transformational. Are you the health buff at your job? Are you the one who always works out? Well, guess what? You can be a nurse, you can be a CNA, you can also be a personal trainer. A lot of your personal training courses are done online. So you would actually come to us, the Boss Nurse Academy, to help you market that course, to help you actually become monetizable. And so you can offer shift-friendly workouts. If you know that most of your coworkers are working 12-hour shifts, and they're all working in a day, that means that you would have to be available in the evenings, but you don't have to be available in person. You can actually do this online. You can do group fitness training online. So think of Scrub Life Fitness. I don't know if that name's taken, so you do your research, but think of something like that, because usually with healthcare professionals, if we know, love, and trust you, we'll spend money with you. Transportation services. My son's getting older and he has to be a lot of places while I'm trying to be a lot of places. And so I wish I had someone who I could trust to get him to and fro. And I think either Lyft or Uber right now does have a transportation service for teens, but why can't you do the same? Especially if maybe you can get a van and you can drop kids off to school school, and you can pick them up from school, get them home safely. And so transportation services for teens, for kids, and also adults. With that one van, you can transport all ages. It's a smart, flexible business, so you can offer safe, reliable rides to doctor's appointments, school, therapy, or even work, especially for seniors, disabled adults, and busy family members. Plus a bonus, you can schedule, you can keep your set schedule. A lot of these businesses, you don't have to quit your job. It'll have low overhead, and you can make a real difference in your community. With this one, with massage therapy and lymphatic drainage services, I want you to think about all of those persons right now who are having body enhancement surgeries. Think of BBLs. And when you see them, they have on their bandages and they're swollen. And so they have to go to a massage therapist. Why? Because they have to get that fluid to move so it can come out of their system. And so if you are a CNA or a nurse who's interested in massage therapy, go ahead and go to massage therapy school, because if you do, you could have you a massage therapy and lymphatic drainage business. Yes. And so it's high in demand. It's a high impact business. And with a certification, you can offer healing touch services to patients post-op, cancer survivals, and anyone dealing with like lymphedema would be swelling, pain, or stress. It's a calming, profitable path that pairs perfectly with your healthcare background. And pretty much all you need for this one is a mobile massage table and some wipes and some gloves and enough oil and the knowledge, the know-how, and the business sense. And so if you're interested in massage therapy and lymphatic drainage, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Pet care services. No, we're not trying to make you vets. We are not, but think about that elderly family member, that elder, the senior you're caring for. You're going in, giving them a bath, and you're doing their hair, but their pet looks unkept. Why couldn't you be the person who takes their pet to the vet or takes their pet to their grooming appointments? And so many seniors need the extra help. That could be you. You can combine pet therapy visits with errand services like taking pets to the groomer. It's joyful, low cost to start, and brings healing to both the client and their furry family member. Business number 20, one of my favorites, social media and blogging with evergreen content. And I do want to just talk to my new CNAs, my new nurses. Don't be getting yourself in trouble. Don't be losing your nursing and your CNA licenses for likes. Don't do anything that's going to compromise patient safety or patient confidentiality. But if you're fun loving, if you're just a ball of energy, if everybody loves to talk to you, maybe you can give advice to new nurses, new CNAs. Consider doing what I do, social media and blogging. Evergreen content never goes out of style. So like on YouTube, if you search something, a video from 12 years ago may pop up. That won't happen on TikTok. On TikTok, if you're not viral within the first day, no one's ever going to see your video. You still want to post to multiple platforms, but there is a method behind how and when you post. And that's what we teach you in Boss Nurse Academy. So social media and blogging with evergreen content is a fun and profitable business for CNAs and nurses who love to educate or inspire. You can share health tips, caregiver hacks, or nurse life stories that keep getting views long after you post. Evergreen content like how to become a CNA, the day in the life of a CNA, what's it like working in the ICU, self-care for night shift nurses. It works 24/7. Over time, you'll be able to monetize your content with ads, which means that you would get paid every time an ad shows during your blog or your video. You can get paid via affiliate links or digital products. Plus, sometimes sponsors will just send you things. And so when they send you things, like YouTube just sent me a coupon for Chipotle. So I have to go to Chipotle, record myself, and then post it so that YouTube knows, hey, I'm appreciative. And maybe next time they'll send me something bigger, like a nice purse. All right, so number 21, medical travel companion. That is right. Grandma wants to go, but grandma needs you to go with her. So you can get paid to accompany seniors or clients with medical needs on cruises, flights, or trips. Let's say that the elderly family member lives in Florida, but their adult child lives in New York. Well, the adult child doesn't trust their parent flying that far unescorted. And so not only would they be willing to pay for your ticket, pay for your hotel accommodations, and pay you hourly for providing this companionship service, but it also would allow you to network with more people who have more revenue and more money. So medical travel companions, you can get paid to accompany seniors or clients with medical needs on cruises, flights, or trips. It offers the family and also that person peace of mind and companionship. How fun would it be for you and Miss Gertrude to go on a cruise together? Family feels safer sending their loved ones with a trained pro, and you get to see a world. You get to see the world. It's part caregiving, part adventure, and 100% unforgettable. Virtual assistants for healthcare providers. Yes. Doctors, therapists, small clinics. Y'all, I know as a business owner who operates a training company on a daily basis, sometimes it is overwhelming. I have to be here. I have to be there. I have to answer the emails. I have to make sure they're answered correctly. The phones have to be also addressed. And so what if you in the evenings, you could assist a very busy nurse practitioner who has her own office, or maybe a doctor who's, even though he has in office staff, remember everyone's facing shortages right now. So what if you could provide that backup service? And so you could work from home, set your own hours, build a steady income, serving multiple clients. Maybe it's you answering phone. Maybe you can advertise for these companies in the middle of the night. I call myself the midnight marketing mom. So what if that could be you? So think about virtual assistant, but virtual assistant 2.0. How could you take that business from where it is now and help it grow without you personally being present? Our next business ideal, and I know I gave you all a lot of ideals. There's no reason for you to stay stuck at the bedside. All right, the CPR and First Aid Instructor. You all, this one isn't necessarily low cost. It's going to cost about $4,000 because not only do you have to pay for your education, your certification, you also have to pay for your equipment. But once you pay for your equipment once, you shouldn't have to replace that equipment for years. So you already have the knowledge. You've seen codes. You understand what happens if a code goes wrong, if CPR. A benefit is that you also see what happens if everything goes right and that patient achieves ROS. They get a pulse, they get to go to the ICU, they live, they survive. And so you can offer CPR and first aid classes to parents, teachers, daycare staff. You all, I've been on the base teaching CPR. I've also been at banks teaching CPR. It is unlimited. So you can do business to consumer. That's you teaching to individuals. But my preference is business to business because I get more bang for the time, more bucks for the time that I'm actually teaching CPR. And so if you're willing to travel to Jacksonville, Florida, I'm your girl. I'm a training center faculty member for the American Heart Association. I've been teaching CPR classes now for about 12 years. And so I help others do what I do to help save lives, but to also earn revenue. BossNurseAcademy.com, y'all. All right, the next one is content creation. Yes. Who would have thought that a middle-aged, chubby, kind of cute Black woman would be making content and would have almost 1 million subscribers? I am not your norm. I am a traditional. I'm not, young, spry. I don't have on a lot of makeup. I am not a fashionista, but I have purpose, and so do you. So could you be a content creator? Absolutely, you can. What I like to say is it's not about perfection. It's about purpose. Just keep showing up. Yesterday, I tried to shoot this video. I shot a whole video and I sounded like a mouse the whole time. So things happen, but can you survive that and then go back and redo it? And that's what we're doing today. So can you be a content creator? Yes. It's fun, creative. It's a great business idea for CNAs and nurses ready to share their voice with the world. So whether you're teaching skills, telling funny stories, or reviewing medical gear, hey, people want real, relatable healthcare content. You can grow on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You can get monetized. You can get sponsors. And I have had my share of free medical equipment. So they'll also send you cool gadgets. Have you ever considered making ebooks or selling digital products? So that is something that I also do. So as a component of having a service related business, I understand that I needed to have a product that goes along with a service. Because if you only come to me every 2 years for CPR and first aid certifications, well, that means that I really can't reach back out to you with anything additional. But I can if I offer ebooks and e-products. So if you have a service-based business, you also have to have digital products because you want to keep reaching out to your customers. You want to upsell them. And so whether it is practice test, ebooks, guides, journals, that is something that I have. I have an additional Amazon store, and that would be Books by Eunice.com that houses some of my books and also my digital products. And so if that's something you're interested in learning, we're teaching that in the Boss Nurse Academy because we want to make sure that you're not just, making money with your hands. You want to be making money with your brain. And so creating that digital product once and then reselling it is a great option. So whether you love caregiver tips, study guides, or mental health or self-care, you can package what you know into guides, checklists, journals, or mini courses. It's low cost to create and you can sell over and over again while you sleep. Your lived experience is valuable. So why not get paid for what you know? Have you thought about tutoring nursing or CNA students? So right now in the state of Florida, Florida has the lowest NCLEX passing scores, whether it's LPN or RN in the state. On average, about 15% of nursing students fail their NCLEX, whether it's PN or RN. You all, that's a market right there. What if you can stop them from failing because you are tutoring them while they're in nursing school? Or if they have failed their tests, what if you tutor them afterwards so that when they retest, they're going to be more likely to succeed? Yes, the colleges offer NCLEX prep services, but obviously what they are doing is failing 15% of the students that they serve. So it's not enough. They have to use outside resources like us. So you've already passed the test. Now you can help others do the same with one-on-one tutoring, small group sessions, or live virtual reviews. It's flexible, low cost to start, and your success becomes their success. Plus, it feels amazing to watch your students pass and to become certified. All right, and let's see what our next business is. Medical Courier, number 27. Remember, we're going all the way to 30 businesses that you can start as a CNA or a nurse that are low cost to start. So as a medical courier, you could be the one delivering lab samples, medications, medical equipment to clinics and home care agencies. Pretty much all you need is a vehicle and some time. This is something you can do after work. So it's low startup costs, high in demand, and perfect for healthcare pros who know the urgency behind every delivery. What if you started your own podcast? Scrub Stories coming on tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That could be you. You're personable. People love to hear you talk and joke. So launch a storytelling podcast, sharing real, funny, and inspiring tales from the front lines of caregiving. Nurses and CNAs will finally have a space to be heard, and sponsors will come knocking once the audience grows. Remember, when you're thinking about podcasts, I'm always going to be reminding you about evergreen content. So don't say anything that you don't want repeated in 10 years, and to make sure you protect your patient's name, likeness, image, their medical conditions, and also their confidentiality. All right, one of our other businesses would be a Faceless YouTube channel. And for this one, I'm taking my face off because not everyone is comfortable being on the camera. Some people are shy, they are introverts. So you can create an animated or voice-over videos teaching medical terms, exam tips, or nursing hacks. No camera needed. It's low stress, high reward, and perfect for introverts who still want to educate and earn money. You can monetize even faceless videos with ads, affiliate links, and digital downloads. And then business number 30, become a boss nurse or a boss CNA. Look, I've already built the classes, the branding, and the systems. And now you can launch your own business using my proven formula. We have a private label where you can actually take the lectures, the presentations that I've created, take my information off of it, and then use it as your own. Look, we have a business in a box, and that's going to be perfect for a caregiver like you. In addition to having a membership in a box or a business in a box, we also have our membership tiers where we will meet every Sunday for 8 weeks. And at the end of those 8 weeks, we are going to celebrate because you should have your business down pat. You should have your digital products. Is it free? Absolutely not. Is it worth it? Absolutely. And so I want you to go to bossnurseacademy.com to learn more, to start doing your research, to figure out if our membership or our business in a box is a good ideal for you. Sometimes you don't need to recreate the wheel. I've already done that. Just go ahead and get my system so you'll be more profitable faster. And so again, why boss up with me? Because y'all, we're almost at 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I have 2 monetized channels, working on 4. It's not about money. It's about giving out all this free knowledge. And then God is blessing me, rewarding me, and just being not afraid to punching fear in the face, not being afraid to turn that camera on to talk to people. And do I make mistakes? All the time. But do I show up? Yes, all the time. So why start from scratch when I've already done the hard work for you? You can build your own brand, run your own show with my blueprint in your hands at bossnurseacademy.com. What is Boss Nurse Academy? It's a bold, empowering platform that helps CNAs, nurses, and caregivers launch businesses, create digital products, and monetize their expertise. You do not need a business degree. All you need is me. You need Nurse Eunice. So think of it as a go-to space for CNAs and nurses who want more than a paycheck. They want purpose, power, and profit through entrepreneurship, through you owning your own business. And so what are the next steps? Number 1, from the 30 business ideals that I gave you, I want you to simply pick 1 or 2 ideals. Look, if you try to go after 30 rabbits at one time, you're not going to catch any of the rabbits. So I need for you to really focus, hone in on 2 business ideals that align with your skills and your passion. Then you're going to do the research. If you don't know how to do the research, that's what the Boss Nurse Academy is for. Am I going to do it for you? No. Am I going to show you the resources, show you how to do your own research so you can take what I teach you and use it in the future? Absolutely. Start small. We're not trying to quit our job right now. We're trying to use the revenue that we generate from our job to help fund our business. So think of your job as your 9 to 5. That's going to pay the mortgage. It's going to pay for your childcare. And then think of your business from 5 to 9. You need time for sleep, you need time for rest. But if you do both, I can guarantee you that in 5 years, you look back, you're going to be so much further ahead. And maybe in 5 years, you can let your full-time job go and focus on your business full-time. All right, build your brand, your name, your logo, your social media presence. That's what we teach you also in Boss Nurse Academy. And if you don't already have one, find a mentor. Boss Nurse Academy is here to mentor you. It's here to hold your hand, to guide you so that you understand how to start a business, how to keep a business going. We just don't want you starting something, you spend all this money and then it gets shut down. So you have to do your research, and we're there to show you how to do it. And then stay consistent. Remember, progress over perfection. You don't have to be perfect to start, but we do need you to start. I need you to have more faith than fear. And so, closing thoughts. If you want to go fast, go along. Go alone. If you want to go far, we need to go together. I have a team. I have assistance. I have collaboration. So did I move fast? No. But I have outlived a lot of businesses who started off fast and now they're gone. And so longevity counts. So this proverb that I just said to you is a powerful reminder that community, mentorship, and teamwork are key to long-term success, especially for CNAs and nurses stepping into entrepreneurship. Look, we are not like your job. We are not here to, kind of like squash your dreams. That's not what we're here for. We're here to hear what you're saying and then to help you achieve that. That is the Boss Nurse Academy way. And you all, I appreciate you all. Some of you all stayed for the whole video. I know you're getting dressed, you're getting ready for work on a Monday morning, but you chose to be here. So if any of these businesses resonated with you, go ahead and drop which business Ideal did, and then head over to Boss Nurse Academy. Look at one of my new websites, one of my new ventures, because I want to help you grow. I've already taught you caregiving skills. I've taught you how to pass tests, but now let me teach you the other part of what I know, and that's how to run a successful enterprise. Remember, you cannot give that hospital, that nursing home to your kids. You need to be creating something that's going to create generational wealth. And yes, I want to teach you how to do so you can create a lasting legacy that not only cares for your current children, but cares for your children's children too. All right, everybody, it's Nurse Eunice. I will see you in the next video.